Director of the National Population Commission, Mr. Simon Goller, said, "Birth and death are the dynamics of population, and for this reason, there is need to partner with the ministry." Mr. Goller added that forms and certificates of birth and death will be made available by NPC for monitoring and evaluation of the exercise.
And your support in the area of the immunization, that all the immunization cards should carry vital registration information, and your advocacy should also carry information on registration of births and deaths.
The vital statistics exercise, which began in 1988, is geared towards capturing births, deaths, and stillbirths. The signing of the MOU was witnessed by representatives of World Health Organization and the UNICEF. In Jos, Blessing of Fulani, NTA News.
That's a wrap from Jos. It's back to you, Laurie, for more on News Nationwide.
Thank you, Miriam. The federal government has concluded the cleanup and environmental remediation of lead-contaminated sites in Gaega Village, Zamfara State. The Minister of Environment, Hajia Hadiza Ibrahim Lafia, made this known in Abuja when the technical team involved in the exercise visited. Correspondent Shegun Lawole reports.
It's 3 years that Gaega and some villages in Zamfara State had lead poisoning epidemic resulting from mining activities which claimed the many lives, including 111 children. Today, the story is different, following the release of 800 million naira by the federal government for the cleanup and environmental remediation of contaminated sites, successfully completed. Minister of Environment Hajia Hadiza Ibrahim Lafia explained that 344 wards were plastered with either cement or mud, while all open deep wells were recapped, including treatment of 4,309 patients, among others.
I will identify with this success. I consider it a tremendous achievement because it has had global attention.
In addition to successful cleanup exercise, the technical team also trained community members in affected villages and some environmentalists in the state for sustainability.
The fight against pollution is not over because we need a workable, safer mining program.
The team presented the minister a certificate for completion of the cleanup in Zamfara State. In Abuja, Shegun Lawole, NTA News.
The National Emergency Management Agency has organized a training workshop for civil servants and other stakeholders in Gombe State on how to minimize the impact of disaster outbreaks in working places. Correspondent Musa Abubakar reports that the agency has also inaugurated what it called the Grassroots Emergency Volunteer Corps.
This is not a fire disaster, but a practical demonstration of it, and the emergency response required to handle the situation. It is to acquaint civil servants, the general public, and other stakeholders with the necessary skills so that the impact of emergency situations can be reduced effectively in case they happen. Stakeholders comprising officers of fire service, Red Cross, Federal Road Safety Corps, Youth Corps members, Nigerian Police, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps presented papers on relevant topics. NEMA also inaugurated the Grassroots Emergency Volunteer Corps, members of which appreciated the agency for the training and assured them of their quick response to emergency situations.
If fire catch your house, I learned how to use the fire extinguisher. Before, I don't know how to use it. I used to see it, but before, I don't know how to use it.
Gombe State Head of Civil Service, represented by Yahya Muhammad, lauded NEMA for the workshop, which he believed will raise consciousness of civil servants on what is expected of them in disaster situations.
This is the first time that an event like this is happening as far as this secretariat is concerned. So all this while, staff have never been exposed to an emergency situation. So this workshop is timely.
In Gombe, Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
This is News Nationwide. You can watch NTA News live streaming on www.ntnews24.tv. You're watching NTA News Nationwide. Time to pause for some messages. The news continues after these messages. Don't go away.
Let's go. There's an emergency. Follow me, please. Push. What are you people doing? Stop. Let's take her to the nearest Shopee Healthcare Center.
But there isn't enough money to pay for the pregnancy drugs and the delivery items at the clinic.
Those things are now free at all Shopee Healthcare Centers. Quickly, let's go. Go get a bus.
Please, let us to the room. Mama, delivery kit, please. Thank you for your intervention.
You're welcome.
At Shopee Maternal and Child Healthcare Centers, you are sure of free pregnancy drugs and free mama delivery kits, and being attended to by skilled birth attendants. And in case of an emergency, you'll be referred to a quality hospital. You're welcome.
The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency calls on every pregnant woman to attend antenatal care and ensure delivery in a health facility to save the lives of both mother and child.
In Pacesetter School, character counts.
We're driven by excellence.
We dare to dream big.
Pacesetter Schools Abuja, one of the best schools in the world, visits one of the most powerful countries, the United States of America, on a summer trip for 1 whole month.
During the trip, we will have academic classes. We'll visit fun places like the White House, Jefferson Memorial, Six Flags, Disney World, and make lifelong friends.
However, no child will be left behind.
In our schools in Abuja, summer school holds in Pacesetter's Wuse and Gwarin Park between July 22nd and August 16th.
Registration is on now. For more inquiries, visit the school office.
Pacesetter Schools, setting the pace.
The Office of the National Security Advisor has set up the SMS short code for members of the public to communicate valuable security information to his office. The short code is presently active on major GSM and CDMA networks. Theme of the code is if you see or hear something suspicious, just send the SMS to 20544. This SMS is free to members of the public and completely confidential. Or call these numbers 070-5727-4630, 070-5727-4632, 070-5727-4633, 070-5727-4634. Signed, National Security Advisor.
A long way to earn this democracy. Democracy is nurtured in an atmosphere of peace and rule of law. We cannot afford to have it slip away. Violence does not solve anything. It is not good for our communities. It is not good for our states and for the nation. The holy books teach us to strive our peace always. Let us therefore tread the path of peace and accommodate our differences to make our democracy stronger. Let us join hands to ensure that politics is used as an instrument for national development, to realize the dreams of our founding fathers.
Diplomatic correspondents have been urged to inculcate objectivity, truthfulness and accuracy in their reportage, bearing in mind Nigeria's foreign policy. Minister of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Olubenga Ashiru stated this at a one-day workshop for foreign affairs correspondents in Abuja. Chimdima Indobisi has details.
Declaring the workshop open, Ambassador Olubenga Ashiru said the aim of the event is to educate diplomatic correspondents to have better understanding of the philosophical underpinnings, objectives, and activities of Nigerian government and its foreign policies for better communication to the public.
Nigerian journalists must seize the narrative and tell our own stories from our own lenses and perspectives, rather than succumbing to foreign pressure and propaganda about us.
Resource persons coached the participants on equity, fairness, and balance in diplomatic reporting, emphasizing on national interest and security of states.
Journalists get more professional in the way they report diplomacy and foreign affairs. That's what this seminar is all about.
Let journalists know that they have a role to play in letting Nigeria also to know what government's plans are.
This will assist we, the correspondents who are covering this beat, to have a better understanding of what we do here. Then we will improve on our register.
We always put our country first, but as journalists, you have to ensure balancing in your reports.
The workshop is the first of its kind by the ministry. In Abuja, Chimdimma Dubisi, NTA News.
Erin Road users face trial in Ibadan as governor's wife empowers aged women. Details of these and more as we join Kemi in our Ibadan Network Center. Good afternoon, Kemi.
Good afternoon, Laurie, and welcome to Ibadan. Participants at a round table have stressed the need for collaboration between the media and stakeholders in the health sector to promote family health. The round table was organized by the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC Media Action Expanded Social Marketing Program in Nigeria. The report. Speakers at the round table submitted that the media is doing a lot in terms of information dissemination, but suggested for more in the aspect of informing people about utilizing health products and services.
If we can come together like never before, and then we have this kind of event periodically, I bet you we are going to sharpen our saw, we are going to build our capacity, we are going to speak with the same language, we are going to attend to people more and much more better.
Participants are optimistic that with research and access to data, in addition to collaboration between the media and stakeholders, death and serious illnesses among mothers and children in Nigeria will be reduced.
Should try, as a matter of fact, to research into what exactly are the issues, especially health issues, that people are confronted with.
We need to do more programs and using different program formats that will be able to lure people, if you want to say that, to the site, to hear what message we have for them.
The round table also came up with resolutions that will help reduce infant and maternal mortality rate, malaria, as well as other ailments and diseases. Wife of Oyo State Governor, Mrs. Florence Ajimobi, says the present administration will continue to give priority attention to the welfare of the people. Mrs. Ajimobi said this while giving empowerment support to women from 11 local government areas in the state. Correspondent Adebola Ogulano has more.
Empowerment program is targeted towards the sustenance and care for old women in Oyo State. Mrs. Florence Ajimobi said the present administration will not be discouraged in initiating programs capable of sustaining the existing peace in the state. Caretaker Chairman of Ibadan Southwest Local Government, Taurid Adeleke, appreciated the governor and his wife for their commitment to move the state forward. Beneficiaries at the program also expressed their gratitude. The August edition of the programs will focus on old men in the state. In Ibadan, Adebola Ogunlano, NTA News.
A former Director General of Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Dr. Tony Iridia, was among the notable 5 honored by Melambi Hall University of Ibadan for their invaluable contributions to national development. Correspondent Fatai Adieloja also reports that youths were advised to be focused despite the challenges facing the educational sector.
Dr. Kofolan Randu, who presided over the award presentation, described the awardees as distinguished Nigerians of integrity who were committed to public service and excellence. He attributed their successes to quality education.
Feel guilty, even ashamed that what we are benefited from, we have not been able to hand over to you.
Three of the awardees, Dr. Tony Eredia, former Director General of NTA, Professor Tekena Tamuno, former Vice Chancellor of the University, and Ambassador Dapo Fafora, received the awards in person. Some of the honorees expressed delight and advised the youth not to be discouraged by the challenges in the educational sector.
If the opportunities are updated, infrastructures are put right, and there is no disruption of academic career, and the university system flows, logical conclusion, I think that standards will be where they are.
UNESCO recommended that developing countries, including African countries, should spend 20%, at least 20% of their total budget on education. Nigeria, it varies. The highest they've ever spent is 7 or 8%.
In Ibadan, Fatai Adieloja, NTA News.
About 50 people have appeared before a mobile court in Ibadan, your state, for various traffic offences. Correspondent Olumide Guntola has the details.
Most of the road users were arraigned for offences that have to do with helmet, seat belt, and mobile phones, among others. Some of the alleged violators, however, claimed ignorance of the offences. Others described the exercise as a welcome development.
They should keep on improving on their services now.
The Deputy Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Commission, Oyo State Command, said the exercise is to enforce traffic rules and regulations.
Despite the level of enforcement, the level of apprehension, we have not seen any effect. So we believe that Nigerians naturally, they have a kind of phobia for court setting. So we believe if we do more prosecution, maybe that will serve a deterrent to most of the offenders.
The Oyo State Command of the Federal Road Safety Commission advised motorists to be safety conscious at all times. In Ibadan, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
And that's a contribution from Ibadan. Back to you, Laurie.
Thank you, Kemi. The National Defense College is expanding its intake of international participants to include officers from the United States of America with effect from 2014. Commandant, National Defense College Rear Admiral Thomas Lokerson disclosed this while briefing journalists on the activities lined up for the graduation ceremony of Course 21 participants. Defense correspondent Muhammad Abdulkader reports.
From the modest beginning of 30 participants in 1992 to 131 total enrollment in 2013, the National Defense College has taken a quantum leap to become an internationally accredited leading military institution in the sub-region. Commandant, National Defense College said Course 21 participants, which comprised of 50 officers drawn from the Nigerian Army, 35 from the Nigerian Navy, and 24 from the Nigerian Air Force, have been well tutored to key into the subordination to civil authority.
Tuesday, 30th July, there will be the traditional graduation lecture slated for 9 in the morning at the college auditorium.
The briefing was the fourth in the series by the Commandant, National Defense College, Rear Admiral Thomas Lokerson. 11 international participants are members of the graduating Course 21. From the National Defense College, Abuja, Muhammad Abdul Kadri, NTA News.
And still on security, the Tactical Air Command 2013 intra-small arms shooting competition of the Nigerian Air Force has opened in Iguria, Rivers State. The competition of the Nigerian Air Force The competition is expected to train on the use of arms and also select best hands for the force command shooting competition. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
About 55 officers and men of the command are participating, with 5 personnel drawn from each unit. The competition prepares the officers and men ahead of the bigger event, which will have the 4 major commands in the country engage one another in the shooting range. Why is it called Small Arms Shooting Range Classification Competition?
Those are small arms because the caliber of weapons that we use here, they are basically for ground usage. We also have range classifications for the air platforms. In that case, all the fighter airplanes, helicopters, attack helicopters are brought to test their marksmanship through the air.
By the procedure of the shooting range, participants receive magazines and bullet fill their ammunition. It is followed by parade warning to test run the guns. Some of the officers were delighted with the shooting exercise, just as they developed their shooting skills through the process.
I improved on my getting of target. That is why I'm here. Very useful. It increases our marksmanship, makes us reliable to handle the weapon.
The Tactical Air Command is headquartered at Makurdi, and it has 11 units participating in this competition. From the Iguta shooting range here in Port Harcourt, I'm Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
Time to link up with Abubakar in our Sokoto Network Center for more reports from that zone. Hello Abubakar, it's over to you.
Thank you, Laurie. The 2013 pest control operations for the eradication of quilla birds has been flagged off in Sokoto. The operation, which is jointly being carried out by the federal and Sokoto state governments, is to last for 1.5 weeks. The report. Farmers in the sub-Saharan Africa have been at the mercy of the voracious red-billed quilla birds. Although they prefer the seeds of wild grasses of those of cultivated crops, and their huge number make a constant threat to field sorghum, wheat, millet and rice. Statistics indicate that the average quilla bird eats about 10 grams of grains per day, roughly half of its body weight, so a flock of 2 million can devour as much as 20 tons of grains in a day. Experts believe that the best way to fight the birds is through the spraying of a chemical called Fenthion. Flagging of the 2013 pest control operation in Sokoto, Governor Ali Magatka Dawamoko said Sokoto state government will remain committed in ensuring that quilla birds issue become history in Sokoto state. Represented by the State Commissioner of Agriculture, Azika Tureta, Governor Wamoko said the exercise has come at the right time following the series of complaints from farmers on the way and manner quilla birds attack their farmlands, thereby destroying their crops.
Even this year, the state government is contributing over 20 million naira for this program.
A representative of Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Audu Jibril, said the exercise is aimed at ensuring that Nigeria produces enough rice and other grains under its food security initiative. He also expressed satisfaction with the way farmers in the state are patronizing the e-wallet system of fertilizer distribution in the state. He added that under the new system, farmers now enjoy enough fertilizer, pesticides and improved seedlings. The Zonal Pest Control Officer for Sokoto, Kebbi and Zamfara State, Jude Omeregbi, described Sokoto as one of the areas with enough potentials for rice production in the country. He expressed confidence that with such exercise, Nigeria's dream to stop rice importation would be a reality. He said the exercise will cover over 10 local government areas of Sokoto State.
Where most farmers are very comfortable with dry season rice cultivation. And the federal government agenda is that come 2015, there will be no more importation of rice.
Correct pronunciation of the Holy Quran remains a prerequisite for the attainment of bounties contained in its recitation. In this report, Muhammad Nasir takes a look at the need for correct pronunciation of the Quran and efforts being made in that regard. His report.
Quran is the book of guidance which was revealed to the Prophet of Islam in the holy month of Ramadan, which also has great importance to the life of Muslims. Quranic recitation is a sincere effort of a Muslim to understand the true soul of Islam and the teachings of the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. It is also an ideal way to understand the secrets of the entire universe, and its recitation improves Muslim faith and help fight against sins and bad deeds. The Holy